Namaskaram, hello. The question, who am I, is very popular in spiritual circles and many people ask you to ask this to yourself and many more also provide answer to this question. The question, which is inherently a question onto oneself's existence, was made popular by Ramana Maharishi, an enlightened being from Tamil Nadu, India, who used this path of self-inquiry to liberation. As someone myself who has delved into this question deep within myself at a very young age, before I actually came across Ramana Maharishi, I am going to explain you a simple process on how to ask and deepen this question. Firstly, I will point out a few common mistakes which people do with this question. What they will do is, they will search somewhere on internet or ask someone experienced or guru answer to this question. But this question is not inherently a question. It is a process onto one's own self. This is not an intellectual question. This is not a question which is just onto mind. If asked deeply, it can penetrate deep into your life and into your identities. If you read that you are Atman, you are soul, witness, awareness, Paramatman, you will just feel intelligent and intellectual, but you will not essentially get an answer to this question. Also, answer to this self-inquiry process may or may not have been an answer in a particular language. So consider this scenario. You were born thousands of years ago and somehow you found yourself alone in a jungle for whole life. You ate from whatever you found around yourself and you grew in your body and mind. Now you will have the necessary intelligence to survive and think about yourself. But that thinking inherently will not be of words or of language because you did not learn any language. But do you think even in such a state the question is of relevance? Of course it is. So when the question is relevant to the person who does not understand or know words or language, so the answer need not necessarily come in words. Since this feeling of I or main and this feeling of question or self-inquiry that is inherently will be there in a person even when he has no sense of language, so this question may or may not have an answer in a particular language. Now, how to ask this question? I will explain how to ask this question in two situations. Please go through both of them, as either of them might work quite strongly for someone. One is in normal situation and one is in a situation where you are feeling very strong emotions, be it positive or be it negative. So firstly, about normal situations. In normal situation, when you are sitting alone, sit comfortably with your eyes closed, keep your spine comfortably straight, be aware of the feeling of I or main within yourself. Just watch your breath for 1-2 minutes, see it is going in and out from your nostrils. Now consider the question, where am I? Not who am I, where am I? Please check within yourself where this feeling is emanating from. Is it from a particular part of the body? Is it a very fixed point, very strong, or is it vague? Is it locatable? Does it always exist or it keeps wavering? Does it come and go? Go deep into it, cut through yourself. Keep looking for this feeling of I. Where does it come from? How does it come from? Does it exist or not? Does it exist always or does it exist sometimes? Does it exist strong? Does it exist weak? Repeat this question within yourself regularly across the days. Don't ask this casually. Ask with all the intensity you have within yourself. Slowly you may get mad or frustrated with this question. Allow yourself to burn with this question. The question, if asked deeply, it can cut through many assumptions which you have about ourselves, which we have built over years and generations and lifetimes of our existence. In a situation where you are feeling intensely about something, this case was about a normal situation. Now in a situation where you are feeling intensely about something, whether it is a positive emotion or negative emotion. Generally, negative emotions are much stronger in humans. It might be difficult to remind yourself about this self-inquiry path when you are in some intense state of emotion, but with some efforts it can come and also it can produce some strong results. Then try to see whom this intense emotion is happening. First and foremost, do not try to do away the emotion even if it is negative. Feel it strong and start the process. Try to see which part of the body is the emotion. What does it feel like? What is the physical feeling of the strong emotion? And then try to feel to whom this emotion is happening. Okay, is there somebody fixed called I inside you to whom this is happening? So just try to locate where this emotion is happening, what is the emotion exactly in its physicality. If you practice it, it will come intuitively to you and you will keep checking and pondering key three things. Firstly, where is this strong emotion coming from? Where does it exist within your body? To whom this strong emotion is happening? So this is the second part of the process. Now coming to my own experience with the self-inquiry. When I was 7 years old, I remember I was sitting in a classroom and I was feeling something. I don't remember if it was positive or negative. It was just a normal thinking. I just thought whatever happiness or whatever sadness is happening to me, it is all happening to this I. Or in Hindi we say main. What if this I ends? If there is no I, then there will be no one who will experience this and get affected by this. Then I thought that this would be quite of a freedom. Then I also intuitively thought, what happens when somebody dies? Does this I end? I didn't have an answer to it, but I thought it might or might not get over even after I die. So I used to ponder over it for some time, and then I got busy in school, cricket, friends, and whatever child does. Then again, when I was 16 or 17 years old, at that time I used to read a lot of Osho books. My father and grandfather had them, and I also used to listen to some of his audios. What Osho did was not give me something, but his insights into his life, his stories, his rawness, broke down the assumptions within myself about life, society, and what is commonly perceived as good or bad. So it kind of left me in a bit confused or empty state. And that time I had also started exploring and questioning within myself, who am I? Through the process which I described you. I used to be bothered by this question every night. Okay, and sometimes I used to sleep late because of this question. Then I remember it was my 12th board exams, and one day when I lied down on my bed during daytime and I felt something in my body, my energy, and this question got answered, or you can say that question ended that day. I will not tell you the exact experience as it will just corrupt your process and make you imagine things. I am sure that this result will be and has been different for different persons in some aspects, while in some fundamental aspects it will be same. So the fundamental truth of existence is same for everyone. So that the experience might be same in some aspect, but the expression might be different for different people. After that I felt bliss for a few days, and I also felt a bit more aware about myself and many things around me. I will not say that the process of self-inquiry has ended for me after that one strong experience. It is still continuing, but in a more subtle way. I also practice the second part of the practice, which is about experiencing it in some and trying the self-inquiry process in a state of intense emotion. That is also what gave me certain results, and I am still continuing it. When somebody asked Sadhguru about this question, then Sadhguru just casually marked him, "Why are you asking me? You should ask yourself." Sadhguru said, if you would have burned with this question, then if this question made you cry, if you understood the seriousness of these questions, that you do not know the essential nature of your own existence, then Sadhguru said he would have answered it in a completely different way. So the main thing is, make it a process. Don't just ask intellectually, just cry within yourself with this question and you may get an answer. Thanks for listening to this, and hope it helps you in finding the truth of your existence. You can ask me questions about this practice in the comment section. But for everybody's benefit, please do not describe particular experience with details or say some written answer or some pre-known answer in the comments, but you can ask anything about this process here. Thank you everyone. Namaskaram.